Now, I got a quick update on the Druski Diddy lawsuit. We're back in March of 2025. Everyone got jump scared. Where Druski was mentioned in a Shakalaka Boom Boom Freak Off sessions with Diddy. The woman over here, Ashley Parham, claimed that Diddy water slided on her and, according to her words, jumped on top of Ashley's naked and oiled up body, treating it like a slip and slide and knocking the wind out of Ashley's due to his enormous size. They were very specific with the details. Druski treated me like a water park. How do I know it was Druski? Because that guy was fat and Druski's fat too. Now, the original lawsuit that she filed, Druski is just being mentioned in it, is against Diddy. According to the reports, she accused of Diddy of gang shakalaka her back in March of 2018 in the suburban region of Orinda, California. She claimed that one evening in Feb of 2018, she met a man named Shane Pierce at a local bar who seemed to know Diddy. And then, according to the reports, it's being said that Shane wanted to impress Ashley, so he claimed that he knew Diddy. He FaceTimed Diddy, but she was not very happy because she declared that she believed that Diddy unalived Tupac back in the 90s. And obviously Diddy wasn't a fan of her words, so she threatened her over the phone, according to her, to make her pay for her remarks, which leads to the alleged suburban California incident. And 5-6 months later, after the lawsuit, when Druski was mentioned in the lawsuit, he quickly made a response the same day. We went over this in the video in March we made. He said this is a fabricated lie. He wasn't even a public figure in 2018. He was broke, living with his mom without any connections to the entertainment industry at the time. My heart breaks for the actual victims of abuse, and I'm fully confident that the evidence will expose this falsehood and the individuals who are maliciously trying to game the legal system to peddle the false narratives. And he wasn't lying when he said he's going to come in with proof, because according to TMZ, I just love TMZ. They know everything. They know more than you know yourself. TMZ's networking skills are next level. They know how to talk people and make connections and have holes in everything. Like the DDG incident when he got a restraining order against his ex-wife. DDG didn't even know he got an restraining order, but TMZ knew, and they reported. They were the first ones to report it. Like, if you're a celebrity and your wife gets pregnant, same day she finds out, before she comes and tells you, TMZ already reported that blah blah's wife is pregnant, a child on the way. But anyways, he filed his evidence last week, and he said that the accuser's lawyers need to be punished for not fact-checking the claims. He wants to see them burn. Not only he wants Ashley to face consequences for falsely accusing him, he also wants her attorneys to be held accountable for not vetting claims he says very provably false, and he's going to court with receipts. What are these receipts? Druski points several documents placing him at home with his mother in Georgia at the time of the alleged claiming he wasn't a celebrity yet. He wasn't even anywhere near the showbiz. It was 3,000 miles away from everything. And in the documents, Druski says that the alleged victim over here filed a police report accusing a guy of Shane Pierce. This is the guy that I talked to you about in the lawsuit. The guy she met at a bar, allegedly. And an anonymous white man of doing, without consent, on March of 2018. The report apparently makes no mention of any other alleged attackers. Druski says the documents was easily obtainable from the public records. He said, my people got the police report in a snap. Why couldn't Ashley's attorneys, do the same thing? Now, the attorneys are literally gambling with this whole thing. Who? Druski? I don't know who he is, but let's put him on the menu. Why not? Even though she literally, it's a public record that 23 March 2018, she filed the whole incident against a man called Shane Pierce and another, according to her, anonymous white man. Now, everything we see is alleged. We don't know the outcome. We don't know what is going to happen. But you know what I really, really look forward to for the outcome to be? Hopefully, there is a 90% chance that Diddy's going to get convicted. Unless they pull a miracle out of their ass. Once Diddy goes down, I want him to just fully crash out and bring everyone with him down. So, I think the first one that's going to go down with him is Kanye. You donkey, you were with me at this, and you did this. You. Imagine how many people he's going to bring down with him. Like, people are literally, biting their nails. Is Diddy gonna snitch? And without a doubt, that list is gonna shock everyone. The names that no one even thought are gonna be there. The saintest people of them all are going to be probably named in that list, because usually it's the saint ones who are the donkey ones. Anyways, the documents that he filed, he says the only job he was doing back then was waitering. And in his filing, it even includes documentations of his gig at Outback Steakhouse back then, plus his application for a new job at Longhorn Steakhouse. Also in the filing, he has phone records showing all the phone calls between 19th of March till the 30th. His back statement also shows he made a purchase at a GA gas station on March 23rd, which means he was 3,000 miles away from the day of the incident. For all these reasons, he's asking the court to bring sanctions against her attorneys for these false accusations. He wants them to pay for gambling with his name, and of course he wants to be dismissed from the whole lawsuit altogether. There 100% needs to be repercussions if this whole thing turned out to be false. Oh, it was just another fat guy. It wasn't actually Druski. It just, snapped into me. It was such like a long time ago. It was like 7 years ago. I can't remember much. 100% there needs to be repercussions for either a heavy fine or prison time at this point. You can't just bring someone's name into this whole thing and be like, oh, oopsies. No, even the attorneys, like, they shouldn't gamble with someone's name like this just because their client says, oh, I'm certain that it was this guy. 99%, sure. Now, the alleged victim's attorneys replied to TMZ saying, we will, litigate our claims in court like we always have. We're going to see what happens, basically, and we look forward to our day in court. I mean, even if nothing happens, this is going to be bad for the attorney's reputation if this whole thing turned out to be true. Druski's name was just dropped on that list because without any fact checks or anything. They're definitely going to take a hit on their careers, but maybe they're sitting on something we don't know. So we just have to see how the court plays out. But so far, it's looking good for Druski. Now, Koosh, he's been at Diddy's mansion. He's been there. He was drinking his liquor and then Diddy just puffed out of nowhere behind him and wanted to baby oil him. And if you ever wonder what was Druski doing over there at Diddy's house, why was he there? Was he there to shoot on Diddy's nipples? Because according to Cassie's statements on the day 2 of the trial, Diddy likes it on the nipples. It's an information we have to live with at this point. But it needs to be transferred from person to person, and then that person is going to go in the other room and rub it all over his nipple. Was he there for that? No. He was there for, he got signed with Diddy's media thing. It's called Revolt TV. That video was published in December 21st, 2020, and he was going to start in, January of 2021. And now we just have to wait and see what happens next. I don't see any damage on Druski's image yet. Everyone's just innocent until proven guilty. Let's see when the court comes. I don't even know. It's not even mentioned when the court date is. But it's going to come soon enough, and we're going to find out the truth. Did Druski actually use her as a water slide, or it was just a lie? It was just another fat guy. One way to find out. Anyways, that's all I have for you today. You take it easy. I will see you at the next one.